I appreciate you guys being here. I just got some thoughts about life lately. You know, I work with children. Is anyone here who works with children? Yeah, you do right now.
No.
Oh, you don't. You see how happy you are? Yeah. Yeah, working with what did you do? You a teacher?
I was daycare.
Oh, you were daycare. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, because the parents are like, I just take them. Yeah. I kind of similar. I teach kids chess and then also I do sports, which is like, yeah,
It's a lot.
it's a lot. It's a lot because I realize it is the parents' fault. It is. If you're a parent, it's your fault. Not you in the back, Dad. You did a great job. You got two lovely kids right there. Croissants. You know, the hardest thing is you really can't get mad at them for what they say because they're not malicious. You know what I mean? They're just genuinely asking questions. Like this one kid came up to me the other day. His name's Tommy. And it's like, how old are you? And they teach you, don't let them, you gotta show. It kind of makes you feel like it's jail. You know what I'm talking about? Like you come in and they're like, don't show any weakness. Don't let them break you. Be strong. And like if they ask you a question that shows you disrespect, you stop them and you let them know right now that's disrespectful. But I'm trying to be like the cool, nah, man, you can talk to me any way you want, dude. Like, I'm like one of the kids too. You know what I mean? So the kids can ask me anything. And one of the kids' name's Tom. He's like first grade, so he thinks he's like an adult. He like comes up to me. He's like, "How old are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm 30." He's like, "Well, you look 40." I was like, "Really, Tommy?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm not 30." He goes, "Are you sure?" I go, "Yeah, I'm sure." "Do you know my dad?" Tommy, why would I know your dad? Do you think I'm hanging out with your dad, Tommy? He's like, "Well, my dad's 41, and I think you guys know each other." Well, no, Tommy, I don't. Tommy's an inquisitive kid. He's a funny kid. I think he has the makings of a comedian, which is I don't know if I should encourage that, because he says very inappropriate things, but they're funny. And I'm the only black counselor there, much like tonight, and it's interesting because I don't want to say it's a wealthy school, but it's like a well-to-do school. It's not a lot of black kids. There's like maybe one other kid, and then there's me. So they asked her, they like go filter all their black questions through me, which is I feel like I could stop racism. I feel like this is great. So Tommy comes up to me and he's like, I don't call black people black people. I go, well, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that, I guess. He's like, yeah, I call them the B word. I go, you call black people like that's a curse word. He's like, no, I call them the B word. Instead of saying black, I say, oh, he's the B word. Tommy, what do you call white people? He goes, I call white people bitches. Well, Tommy, you can't call white people. Why do you call white people bitches? He's like, 'cause that's our thing. Culturally, we're bitches. And I go, Tommy, take a second, just walk to the bathroom and come back, because I needed a moment to laugh. I was so proud of Tommy. I was like, Tommy, you figured this out all by yourself? So, shut down the parental guidance stuff on your phones. You know what I realized too about children is they're much more open than we are as adults to talk about anything. So you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh
Yeah, it's amazing. Like even the war going on in the Middle East. So there's a lot of Israeli kids at my school, and it's I'm not gonna lie to you, like this is the one thing I've realized. My roommate's from Israel too. No one from Israel will ever admit they've done anything wrong. This is just an Israeli trait. A guy from Israel could come in here right now, shoot me in the face, and you guys are like, oh my God, you shot him in the face. He'd be like, bro, come on, I did not. You shot, just a little bit. Just a little bit. I did not want to kill him. You wanted this to happen, right? There's this kid named Jonathan. He's from Israel, right? He's got a little sister, Shira. He'll push his sister in front of us, and we're like, Jonathan, don't push your sister. He's like, I pushed her a little bit. It wasn't, I pushed a little bit, she followed. It's too much. And I'm like, Jonathan, please relax. And the great thing about Jonathan is he likes to compare Israel to America because he just came here from Israel. And like we'll play basketball. Jonathan loves basketball. His favorite player is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. which is fucking hilarious. Israeli kid's favorite basketball player is a black Muslim man from New York City. I couldn't write a better joke than that. So he loves to play, loves to do the sky hook or whatever like that, right? And one time we're playing outside, he's like, the basketball courts here, they suck. You know, in Israel, they're much better. And then this other kid, he went up to him, he's like, yeah, but they're probably all blown up now. I know! And the great thing about it was they both had a laugh. And then they skipped away. It was like, oh my God, this is like they're discussing geopolitical ideas right now in front of me. And I was like, why can't adults be that open, you know? I guess we can't, you know, like, that's the one thing I do like about working with children is they kind of, I feel like I'm learning more from them than I am, they're learning from me, if that makes sense. Like I told you, teaching kids is a little bit like a prison. Especially kindergarten. Did you ever work with really young kids? Kindergarten? You were that 3-year-olds. Oh, that's even worse. Yeah. Because they know they're cute. And they know they want to try you. You know, like this is kid Nicholas, he comes up to me all the time. He like hugs me. And he holds me, he looks up at me, he goes, what do you look like when you're mad? I go, I don't know, why would you ask that? And he goes, because I'm gonna find out. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, Nicholas, yeah. One time I cursed and he heard me. He was like, ooh, I'm gonna get you fired. And then I just was like, it was weird. I was trying to like barter with the kid. I was like, come on, man, what do you want, gum? I'll get you Pokemon cards. What do you want? Don't get me fired, man. He's like, no, I'm gonna get you fired. And then at one point I just put it on him. I was like, well, Nicholas, you wanna get me fired? You wanna make sure that I'm homeless and I can't survive in this city? You do that, Nicholas. And he felt really bad. He was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I love the B words. Anyways. I shared the earthquake with them.
They didn't feel it.
They felt it, but they're all children. They live in New York City. They don't know what earthquakes are. I'm from California, from Los Angeles. And I was like talking to them, like, oh, you guys, you know, earthquakes, it's not a big deal. You know, they happen here in Los Angeles a lot. And they were like, really? Can you show us some earthquakes? I'm gonna be honest. It probably wasn't appropriate, but I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. You guys want to see some earthquakes? They're like, yeah, show us California earthquakes. I showed them 1989 and 1994, and they were like, oh my God, this is insane. And I'm gonna be honest, sometimes they leave me alone with the kids, and I go, you guys really want to see some shit? And they go, yeah. And I go, did you guys hear about the Japanese earthquake in 2011? They go, no. And I go, well, let's look at it. I showed them the Japanese earthquake in 2011, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they are fucking hooked. Every time I show up, they go, Japanese earthquake 2011, show me. They're looking at it, they're like, oh my God, what caused this? What happened? What is this, all this water called? It's a tsunami? I go, it's a tsunami. And they go, yeah, that. Did it kill a lot of people? And I go, well, I try to lie. I go, oh, they all live. It's totally fine. There's like a guy who's like, arm is like sticking out from the rubble like this. And I go, no. This is dramatic reenactment. Yeah, so that's pretty much most of my days now. If you have children, I'll be back. I'll tell them all the racial, geopolitical things I should know.